Explore Camiguin in 2 days. Top 10 places to visit. At a mere 237.95 square kilometers, Camiguin holds the distinction of being the second smallest province in the Philippines. Despite its size, there is a great deal to see and enjoy in the island, with its abundance in natural and cultural attractions. Camiguin is so rich in enchanting spots, it's actually impossible to visit all of them in a short span of time. So if you had just 2 days to spare, check out my top 10 places to see in Camiguin. Number 1. Sunken Cemetery. Declared a National Cultural Treasure by the National Museum of the Philippines, the site features a large cross protruding from the sea and marking the spot where a Spanish colonial-era cemetery lies underwater. The cemetery sunk during the 1871 eruption of Mount Vulcan. A quick late afternoon stop will be more than enough time to capture a reflective moment. But if you had more time to hang around, snorkeling and diving equipment are available for rent, so you can see what lies beneath. By recent accounts, it seems parts of the cemetery are still visible, but most of its man-made structures have surrendered to the embrace of nature and is now overrun by marine life. Number 2. Old Church Ruins. Another casualty of the 1871 volcanic eruption is the Old Bonbon Church ruins, also a national cultural treasure. Next to the church ruins are the remnants of its bell tower and rectory. The ruins, of course, are Instagram-worthy, but that's not all. The century-old walls offer a chance for the prayerful to pause and send a whisper to heaven, or for the culture and history buffs like myself to ponder. Number 3. White Island. Camiguin's White Island is essentially a sandbar best visited early in the morning or at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, as there is no natural or man-made shade to ward off the hot rays of the sun. Other than a cool wade in the water, visitors can also snap an impeccable sunset or catch a perfect glimpse of Camiguin's volcanoes. Number 4. Ardent Hot Spring. The warm water, of course, comes from Mount Hibok and flows between two rocky wooded step declivities with one side set up with rental tables and huts. I've been told the water isn't as warm as before, but during our visit it was lukewarm enough and to my liking. Some sources still maintain that the water can run as high as 40 degrees Celsius and is warmest close to the source. Number 5. Walkway to the Old Volcano. Any nature lover's ultimate Camiguin travel goal must be to hike up one of its 7 volcanic domes, perhaps the most popular Mount Hibok, which together with Mount Timpoong is a natural monument and a Sian Heritage Park. For a quick, less physically daunting hike, aim for a trip halfway up Mount Vulcan via the walkway to the Old Volcano. Part of the way is paved, but reverts to a narrow dirt path, the entire stretch of which is dotted by painted sculptures denoting the 14 Catholic Stations of the Cross. Number 6. Tuasan Falls. This piece of pristine nature looks like it was intentionally hewn out from the very center of a mountain by the creator. Steep cliffs dotted with greenery on 2 sides frame the rapid gush of fresh water streaming into a pool, and everywhere the dominant sensation is coolness and relaxation. Its seemingly untouched appearance may be owing to the paved roads being a recent development. In the past, getting to Tuasan meant hiking an unpaved trail. Number 7. Santo Nino Cold Spring. If you aren't too fond of hot springs, take a dip in a cold one instead, in yet another natural attraction surrounded by lush nature. Santo Nino, however, more markedly bears the signs of artificial development, with its cemented pool, steps, wooden huts, and metal railings. A word of warning: if you don't have a high tolerance for the cold, the waters at this spring can pierce you to the bone. If you'd rather sit out a cold dip, you have the option to just rent a plastic table by the spring and sample some of the local cooking available to order. Number 8. Mantigue Island. This island is decidedly more substantial in appearance than its sister White Island. Peppered with a few trees and some shrubbery, it also has a number of wooden huts for rent and a restaurant serving grilled fish and pork or soup. Mantigue is a protected spot, and all employees and visitors must depart before nightfall. This makes an early visit with a full bottle of sunscreen a good idea, especially if you're interested in communing with the underwater local residents of the island's marine sanctuary. Number 9. Treasures Camiguin Sea Glass Museum. Even if you aren't looking, this attraction is difficult to miss. Out of the corner of your eye, you'll catch the purple exterior, an invitation to the curious. Its initial point of interest is the house itself. Through its striking fresh paint radiates the unmistakable lines and features of Filipino architecture during the Spanish colonial period. Inside, you'll find artwork, a growing antiques collection, and of course sea glass jewelry. Sea glass is broken glass weathered, sometimes for decades, by the salty sea or ocean, and is washed up onto the shore and fashioned into wearable ornaments or useful items. Number 10. Mambahaw Ancestral Houses. The National Museum has declared 14 Camiguin Ancestral Houses important cultural properties, but even if you aren't able to drop by some of the 14, there is still a lot to feast your eyes upon right by the roadside. Dotting the circumferential road are other ancestral houses on display, all exhibiting the classic architectural elegance of their time, with their capiz shell windows, carved calyados, decorated ventanillas, and steep, hip roofs. There is no doubt about it, Camiguin has the best spots if you're a time-poor traveler looking for a full experience. But wait, there's a great deal more. On your next visit, consider checking out Camiguin's other natural and cultural treasures.